Today we're starting the recording. Today we're simplifying exponents. Okay, and here we go. So there's properties of exponents that we know. Here they are. When you multiply numbers with exponents, you have to add the exponents. When you divide numbers with exponents, you subtract the exponents. So that's this one right here. Adding up here, subtracting right here. When you take the power of a power, this fellow right here, you're really multiplying the exponents. So you say it all right here. I gave you this worksheet in your assignment today, so you can see. If you take the power of a product, you have to distribute the exponent on each of the other things. And if it's a fraction, you just distribute the exponent, see, on both parts. It's going to be distributed on the numerator and the denominator. And then whenever you have negative exponents, it just means reciprocal. Reciprocal. So look, this one, if it's x and it's a negative, then it's 1 over x. But if it's a fraction, if it starts off as a fraction, then you just flip the fraction over and you distribute the exponent. See the exponents on both those letters? Plus it's up, the whole fraction is upside down. The x is on the bottom now, right? And the y is on the top now. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's clean out all those. And then we can work over here. So I wrote them down so you could remember. And let's see. Let's just start off with this one. So if I had x to the 4th and x to the 7th, that's just rule number 1, where you have to multiply the exponents together, right? Add the exponents together. I said multiply. Add the exponents together. So that would be x to the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That would be the answer, right? What if we had more than one letter? What if we had x 3, y 4, x 5, y 1, right? There's nothing there, but that means it's a 1. Don't forget. So if I do this, I just add the letters together. So that would be x to the 8th. And then 4 plus, remember, there's a 1 there. That would be y to the 5. No problem. Yeah. What if we had numbers? 3x to the 2nd. And say we had times 2x to the 3rd. So we're multiplying these things. Well, you have to multiply the numbers. That'd be 6. But you add the letters. See, add the letters. That would be 5. Ta-da! Well, some people get these mixed up and put the 5 in front and the 6 here. Don't do that. You're adding the letters. Anytime you multiply numbers that have exponents, you have to add the exponents, right? How about that? Okay, let's do a fraction one. What if I had w to the 10th and w to the 7th? What am I doing? I'm just subtracting the exponents. So 10 minus 7 would be 3. Ta-da! That's not bad. 10 minus 7 would be 3. Let's keep going. What if I had more than one letter there? What if I had x to the 5 and y to the 4 and y to the 3 and x to the 2, like that? What if I had a fraction that looked like that? Well, I have to subtract these letters. You can only subtract the letters that are the same, right? So I have to subtract the x's. So that would be x to the 3rd. And I have to subtract the y's. 4 minus 3 would be y to the 1. Now you can put the 1 there, or you can leave it off. So it's okay to have it there. It doesn't hurt. It's okay to have it off because it means 1 if it's not there. Oops, my light's on. It's in the way. There we go. How about that? What about the next one? What if we had numbers in there? What if we had 12x, let's see, x11, y, and then over here I had 4x to the third and z second. What? Look at all those letters. Yeah, that's what I see, all those letters. So what do? I have to divide the numbers. Divide the numbers, that would be 3. Then I subtract the letters. So 11 minus 3, that would be 8, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. And then y minus, oh, there's not any y's down there, right? So y stays here. And look, z, there's nothing to z with. Oh my goodness, the answer is a fraction. If there's not a letter up there that you can subtract, then you have to leave it like that, right? Look at that puppy. That's different, isn't it? So this is the answer, right? That's the answer. Let's do it again. What if we had 20, and we had 15, there we go, and we had W, and then, oh, yes, that's fine. W, X, X, Y, like that, okay? So what if? Well, I have to divide the numbers, but I do not want any decimals. No decimal. So I have to reduce this fraction. So whenever I divide this, I can see that they're both divisible by 5. So if I divide by 5, wouldn't that be 4/3, right? If I'm reducing, if all I am is reducing this first sentence, that piece right there, that is 4/3. That's what you write, 4/3. What about this? Well, there's nothing to subtract, so it stays where it is. What about this? Well, there's nothing to subtract, so it stays where it is. What about this? Well, there's nothing to subtract. All those stay where it is. This would be the answer to that kind of problem. You do not divide to make decimals. If you can divide like this one and get a whole number, perfect. But if you cannot, if you divide this and you get a decimal, no. You just have to reduce. If you can reduce your fraction, you have to reduce the fraction. That is that one. Okay. Let's do one with exponents now. Exponents, yeah, we're using this rule right here, rule number 3. Okay, so what if I had x to the 4th and then 7? Well, what does this say? Multiply x28. You got it. That's what that is. X to the 28th. Oh my goodness. So what if I had more than one letter in there? What if I had x2, y3 all to the 4th? Well, I have to distribute that, all right? So 4 times 2, that would be 8. X to the 8th, and then 4 times 3, that would be 12. Yay, look at me. I got it. Look at that. What if there were numbers? Oh, numbers make you scared, huh? No reason to be scared. Absolutely no reason. So let's raise this to the 3rd power, right? Now remember this, you're not multiplying 3 times 3. You're multiplying the exponent times 3. So this is really 3 to the 3rd power and x to the 15th power, right? That's what that is. But you know what this is. You have to work this out. So 3 to the 3rd means 3 times 3 times 3. That's 27 x 15. Right? So the answer is really this. That's what we want. Don't be confused. That's absolutely what we want. Now let's use negative exponents, and then we'll know everything there is to know. Negative exponents. So what if all I had was 3 times x to the negative 2 times y? Well, negative exponents mean reciprocal. So what I know is x is the only thing that's negative. So 3 is a positive and y is a positive, and x is on the bottom. X squared is on the bottom. Anytime, if all you have is this, you need to make it look like this, right? The negative just means it's in the wrong place. So you got to move it down. You want the reciprocal. So if it's on the top, it needs to be moved to the bottom. How about that, huh? What if we had something like this? 3w and x negative 2y. Uh-oh, what does that mean? Well, the negative just means reciprocal. So if it's on the bottom of the fraction, that means it moves to the top. So this is going to be 3x squared w divided by y. How come I didn't move the y? It doesn't have an exponent. It doesn't have a negative exponent. In fact, this is positive 1, so it's still positive 1. This one's positive 1, so it's still positive 1, right? This is what you want. If it's negative on the bottom, it moves to the top. If it's negative on the top, like this one, you could pretend like the fraction is 1. It moves to the bottom. How about that, huh? Kind of tricky, isn't it? Not too much. A little bit, not too much. So let's try one like this. What if I had 9 x to the negative 7 and w to the positive 5 and y to the negative 3 and z to the positive 1, right? Let's say we had that. Well, heck, I know what that is. They have to be a fraction, right? There has to be a fraction. These negative exponents go on the bottom. So I know I'm going to have x7 and y3 on the bottom. What's going to be on the top? Well, remember everything that's positive. This is a positive 1. This is a positive 5. And this is a positive 1, right? So look, that's the answer. If it looks like this, the negatives go on the bottom, the positives stay on the top. Ha ha, hoo, 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 hoo. Well, let's do that again. I'll use this again. And then I'll do something that you've never seen before, right? We'll see. I'm going to raise that guy to the negative 2 power. What? No. But remember, if there's a number on the outside, all you're doing is just distributing it to each of the numbers on the inside. Distribute. So remember, you're not multiplying 9 times 2, it's the exponent. So this is really 9 to the negative 2. And then if I multiply negative times negative, that would be x to the 14. Negative times negative, w to the negative 10. Negative times that would be y to the positive 6. And then remember, what's this guy? It's a 1. So that would be z to the negative 2. Am I done? Not yet, I'm not done. I have to make reciprocals where they belong, right? So that means, let's move this up here, okay? That means that I have a fraction, z is in the bottom, z squared, but y is in the top. W10 is in the bottom, but 14, x to the 14 is in the top. and then 9 squared is in the bottom, that's the answer. Well, no, I can figure that out. What's 9 squared? 9 times 9? That's 81 is in the bottom. Ta-da! This is the answer to that question. What do you think about that, huh? Is that tricky? Hope not. I hope not. Remember, all we're doing is if we have a number on the outside, you're just distributing it to all the little exponents that are on the inside. Let's do another one with negative exponents. How about this one? 4m to the negative 3 times 5w to the positive 3. Ho, 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 ho. What do you think about that? Well, you know this means distribute, and these are both ones, right? So if I distribute that, I really have 4 to the negative 3, m to the negative 3, 5 to the positive 3, w to the positive 3. Okay, so now I know negative numbers, that means exponents. That means the negative exponents means the guy's going to be on the bottom. So I really have 5, 3, w3 on top. And then when you move something to the bottom, it's not negative anymore. So there we go. That's the answer. No, it's not, because I can work out 5 to the 3. 5 times 5 times 5. 125 W3. What's on the bottom? 4 times 4 times 4. 64 M3. That is the answer to that magnificent thing. Isn't that amazing? That is pretty mixed up, isn't it? Pretty. Okay, let's do one more. And then maybe we can stop. Ta-da. One more. Here we go. 2xy divided by 5z squared. The whole thing is going to be taken to the negative 2 power. Oh my goodness, what does that mean? Well, we know that negative exponents means reciprocal. Reciprocal, right? That's what we mean. So the negative means we're going to flip everything upside down. Everything goes flipped. So the first thing I'm going to do is flip everything upside down. So if I flip this, it's going to be 5z squared and then 2xy. And now it's to the positive 2. Because see, negative just means flip it upside down. Do the reciprocal. Well, I did the reciprocal. Now I'm ready to square it. So 5 to the second power, that's 25. Z2 times 2 would be Z4. 2 to the second power. Remember, you have to distribute this 2 to everything, right? So 2 to the second power is 4. X to the second power, Y to the second power. That's the answer. So what did I do? I flipped this guy upside down. Then I raised everything to the power. Now, you could multiply that times everything and you still get the same answer, right? This times all the little exponents that you see, negative 2 times all those little exponents would really mean this upside down. Boom. Either way, that's the answer. All righty. I think we're done. You should be able to do the worksheet today. That's it.